Cheers! Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing good. So today's video is something new. I'm starting a new thing on my channel. It's going to be called DMC with DRE. DMC is short for Deep Meaningful Chats with DRE. Moi. We're going to do deep chats, funny chats, controversial chats, a bit of everything. I just really wanted to do something like this on my channel. I'm going to be talking about a different topic every single time, and I've gotten my followers involved also. I want to see what topics they want to talk about. So today's first topic, it's nothing too serious. I just thought it was a bit of a laugh and kind of a good one. It's basically red flags. What people find red flags in each other. I feel like more women get fucked over by men, so this is gonna be the video you click onto, and if any of these come up in the person you're seeing, he's gone. Bin him, block him, do whatever you have to do because he's not the one. So I'm gonna get straight into this video. I asked over on my Instagram, I put up a question box and I said, what you women think are red flags in men, and we're gonna go through them all. I'm gonna give you my opinion, if I agree, I don't agree, and we're just gonna chat about them. So firstly, for me, red flags in a man: bad manners. That's a very big one for me. If a man doesn't say please and thank you, and he isn't respectful towards women in a mannerly way, it's just an absolute turn off. For me also is a man who thinks it's more important to have money than a personality. Like, they almost think having money is more impressive than having a personality, and then they're just like an absolute dry flip-flop. Like, no. They're them ones for me. I know I definitely have more, and I know I agree with a lot of these. And the ones I don't agree with, hopefully I make you feel more at ease, that maybe you could be overthinking something and you might end up not thinking that's a red flag anymore. So let's get straight into them. First one that someone said is being rude to waiters. I said that one. I'm sorry, I could never be with someone that is rude to waiters. And if someone is with someone that is rude to waiters, it means the both of them have the same personality trait. They're just rude and ignorant. So, next. Turning off social media notifications. Ooh, it depends. Okay, so let me say my piece on it first. I actually sometimes do turn off my social media notifications. I like to turn off my notifications so that I'm not always on my phone, because if notifications are constantly popping up, I'm going to feel the need to click it because I'm going to be curious to what it is. Whereas when I turn it off, I almost feel, for me, it just makes me feel like I have a healthier relationship with my phone, that the only time I will actually go on is when I physically have the time to. It could mean people are being sneaky and they don't want their notifications coming up because they're doing stuff they shouldn't be doing while being in a relationship, or it could just mean they like a clear screen. But anyway, we'll move on to the next one. Talking badly about exes. Okay, I really do agree with this. It's just not on. It's not respectful. It's so immature. Yeah, it's fine to chat to your close friends if you really are hurt, but bad mouthing and speaking really bad about them, trying to pull their name through the dirt any chance they get, it's just not on. Don't do it. It's not nice. It's not a nice trait to have. Just speak to someone you're close to, get it all out, then just move on with your life. Wish them the best. Get on with it. Because while you're hating, sorry, they're glowing. They're having their glow up while you're stuck on hating them. What's the point? Get over it, baby. Cheers to that. If they reply slow, but they're always on their phone. I'm about to agree with this, and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do this. Already knocking balls over. Jeez. I am a bit of a shit texter, I'm not gonna lie, and everyone knows that about me. I just hate texting. If you call me, if you voice note me, I will get back to you straight away. I just find it easier to voice note and call. texts and I'm just like, ugh. If I was talking to someone and if I knew they were literally doing absolutely sweet nothing that day and they were taking ages to reply to me and they were online and stuff, that straight away is a sign they're not that into you. They're not bothered, they're not arsed, they're not that into you, or they're trying to play mind games, which a lot of the time does work. It makes girls go absolutely crazy. That does the opposite to me. It turns me off someone in seconds. I'm like, you are boring, you're not keeping me entertained, so you're gonna be in the bin in 2.0 seconds. That's how I feel about that. Saying they love you on a first date. I am so thankful that that's never happened to me. But if it did, I would be gone. Why would you say love you to someone on a first date? We're just gonna move on for that. We don't do that. Cancelling on you multiple times. Now, the more I read these, I'm like, oh my god, it's so good seeing other people's opinions, because I actually forget how many things can be a red flag. One of my pet peeves in anyone, I hate people that cancel. But I feel if you're talking to someone and they constantly cancel on you, again, it's another reason why they won't be that into you. Like, when you really like someone, you make time for them, and that's how I see it. For me, that is a big red flag too, and you should just bin them, because if they're cancelling on you now, you're just going to keep doing it and you're just going to be the one hurt. So cancel on them, but make it the longest cancel they've ever experienced, which is forever. I'm so petty. The next one is if they play Xbox and are obsessed with the lads. I don't know how that feels. Like, does that actually happen? I always see memes and stuff of men choosing their PlayStation or Xboxes instead of someone, and I've never experienced that. Obsessed with the lads. I think it's good for whoever you're with to have their close group of friends. It all stems down to if someone wants to make time for you and what a person's priorities are. If they're prioritising things over you they shouldn't be, then they're not feeling it. Like, you should be up there, especially if you're with them, but you just need to be at the top of that list. Top of that list should be family, friends, their goals, what they want to accomplish in life, and also their partner. So if you feel that you are not in that top bubble, something's wrong. Something is a red flag. Something needs to be spoke about, and if it doesn't change, we're over it. The next one, we have some male opinions. Someone said gold diggers. We're not all gold diggers, but I still think that can be both ways. I do think more women do it, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen it a lot. If someone's doing well for themselves, that's nothing to do with you. They want to treat you because they've decided to, that's different. But you're actually living off someone else's money, or you expect them to buy you things all the time, you need to be doing that for yourself. You need to be able to take care of yourself, and don't expect anyone else to do it, because at the end of the day, if they left you tomorrow, like, what would you have? Nothing. Like, who wants that, you know? So a fella said if she does OnlyFans, from a man's point of view saying that, I feel like it's quite hypocritical, if I'm being totally honest, because men say this and they're the ones funding it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all men, but most of them say it and they're the ones funding that website. So it's just being a hypocrite. So it makes no sense. But if it is someone that actually does find it a red flag when a woman does OnlyFans, that's fair enough. That's his opinion and that's totally up to him, and that's okay. But regardless, I think people just do whatever they want to do. It wouldn't be my cup of tea. If that's how someone's making money, it's their life, let them live it. Simple. People that bounce from relationship to relationship. My theory on that whole behaviour of like bouncing from one relationship to one relationship is someone who's afraid of being alone. A lot of the time when people are afraid of being alone, they settle with anything, and then they think it's right, and when they've settled, they're in the relationship and they realise the person they've nothing in common with and it doesn't end up working out, and then they repeat the cycle because they won't just practice being alone, enjoying their own company and actually trying to realise what they actually want in a person. Instead they're just settling with anyone. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but for me that's what I think anyway. Being controlling in what you do. If you are letting someone control you, honest to God, know your worth and know that you do not deserve that. No one should be controlling you. You live your own life, you say what you do, and you do what you want to do for yourself to get to where you need to be. Whoever you're with should be supporting you, not controlling you. Know your worth and be with someone that supports you and does not control you. Next one. If they're not close with their family, doesn't treat his mom right. It's hard because some people do have hard upbringings. I'm very family orientated. I'd be very close with my family, so I know I do like to be with someone that's very family orientated. I don't know, it makes me happy or something. If he doesn't treat his mom right, yeah, that's a bit of a no-go. I feel like a lot of the time if a man doesn't treat their mother right, then they don't treat women right. Oh, actually someone under that one, he said if they don't treat their mother right, they won't treat you right. So that's a nail on the head. If they've had a hard upbringing, that's completely different. But if they actually haven't, then they just choose to treat them wrongly, it means they're going to treat you wrongly. They want to tell you what you can and cannot post on social media. No. I don't know why people think they can have this control over people and tell you what to post on your social media. And the thing is, people allow this to happen. Like, queens, your crown is slipping. Hello, put it back on your head, and nah, nip that in the bud. Absolutely not. We're not going to discuss that anymore. That's a no. Do not let anyone tell you what to post on social media. Tell them to. Someone said when he doesn't like your pics you put up for him to like. Oh, that's so funny. If he doesn't like them, his lost, babe. Someone else will. Cheating on his ex. Red flag. Cheating's not a mistake, it's a choice. It means they wanted their cake and wanted to eat it. Simple as. There's just no excuse to cheat on someone. I do think people that cheat can change, but I don't think they can change for the person they've cheated on. I think they can change for someone else. Because they've done it to that person, they're going to do it again. Don't cheat on people. Just don't do it. Just tell them you don't want to be with them. Let them go. They'll be hurt, but they won't be damaged because you've picked someone over them. Which is not nice. Someone said, who are you dressing up for? I definitely have heard this one before. I don't agree. It definitely is a red flag. It means someone is criticising the fact you like to look good and take care of yourself. So if someone is going to judge that and ask me who I'm dressing up for, I'm not dressing up for you anyway, clearly, because you don't appreciate it. I'm dressing for myself. Cheers, thank you. Next. Mindset. No need want to create boundaries with girl BFFs when in a relationship themselves. Okay, so this means men with best friends that are women. Okay, I can't agree with this one because I actually don't mind this. I don't see an issue with someone being best friends with the opposite sex. Like, I have friends that are males, and if I started seeing someone or got with someone and they had an issue with that, I'd honestly tell them to jog on, because I'm not going to drop someone I'm really close friends with. Men and women can be best friends. I think we need to stop thinking they can't, because they actually can. Obviously then there can be times where it isn't like this and someone is kind of like maybe friends with benefits, then it's okay to have an issue. They've had a previous past of actually being together, yeah, then there should be boundaries, because they've had a past, they've been seeing each other before, they've been together, they're almost like friends with benefits. Then no, I'd never be friends with benefits. with anyone, but if I got seeing someone and I was previous and I still decided to be friends with the person I was meant to be best friends with, but realistically I'm actually being like friends with benefits or whatever, and someone came into my life and they're like, that makes me feel uncomfortable, I would totally respect that. At the end of the day, I want to be with that person. I messed up making that mistake, you know, that way. But if they're just friends, that's okay, because it's okay to be friends with the opposite sex. Next one. Manipulation. Men are so good at it in a sneaky way. Horrible things. I think a woman or a man can be manipulative. It just depends. Manipulation is not a nice thing, and I feel like when you catch on to the fact that someone is like that, you need to put them in their place. Remember who you are, remember your worth, remember you're a bad bitch, and you don't need them if they're not treating you right, okay? Again, if they have a cheat list, we already said no to this, red flag. Tinder. Never meet anyone off it. 8 months later found out he was proper leading a double life. Double life means you were trying to be single while they were in a relationship or probably married. And no, I've never been on a dating app. I've heard some horror stories. I've heard some very successful stories as well. I've heard of people meeting each other on Tinder and them getting married and living happily ever after. But that wouldn't happen to me. I'd end up getting like catfish to bits, definitely. If you were acting like that on Tinder, no mate. No. Built that all over me, but people be getting away with murder on these apps. Next one, more than one phone. Oh my god. It could mean two things. He's a very successful businessman, or he's a very illegal businessman. I don't know. Wouldn't be for me, but yeah, definitely a red flag when they're still stalking their ex's social media. If someone is stalking their ex, or if they're talking about them all the time, they're not over them, and you're more than likely probably gonna get hurt, because they'd go back there in a second if they could, which isn't a nice thing, because you want to be the number one person to someone you're seeing. And if you're second best to anyone, like now, like I like garlic bread and all, but we're no sides, we're the main, okay? When they want your password to everything, dodge that like the plague. If you are in a relationship where you give each other all your passwords, it means you just don't trust each other. It doesn't mean you do trust each other, it means you don't trust each other. I think that's a conversation that happens and comes up because you don't trust each other. I feel like that is a very big red flag, because without trust you really have nothing. So, names under the likes in every capital. Girls' pictures on Instagram. Okay, so I agree and disagree with this. The reason I disagree is because realistically you can't tell anyone what to do when they're single. They do what they want. They're single, they're living freely, doing what they please to do, and if that's what they like to do, well, that's what they like to do. But I do find it a bit of a turn off, and it's only because I don't do that. But you can't tell someone what to do if they're single. Like you can't, do you know what I mean? If you do find it a turn off, like you can't help how you feel, and that's okay as well, because I know I do actually find that a bit of a turn off, to be fair. The second last one, someone said still not wanting to be in a relationship after 6 months. Oh, I don't know. 6 months isn't that long. I feel like before I was in 2 long-term relationships, the thought of someone taking longer than 6 months to make it official would be a red flag to me. The fact that I've been in 2 long-term relationships, I know the next person I want to be with, I don't want to go through another breakup. Like I want that to be the person I'm with for the rest of my life. I like to take it more slow before I get in a relationship with them, so I know they are the right one. So I do understand for that reason if someone's been in past relationships and they do prefer to take things slow. I'm very understanding of that now, because I'm actually in a position where I feel that way. But if it's a case of they don't want to be in one after 6 months because they actually just are enjoying maybe just seeing someone and still having a bit of freedom, well then no, don't even waste your time, girl. Like, definitely cut that out, chuck it in the bin, and go find someone that actually does want a relationship and a future with you. So the last red flag someone said was a man, and he said, girls who entertain other fellas when they are with someone dorts. He sounded very aggressive, didn't he, in that? He sounds angry, so babe, you need to calm the ham. Just feel like if you are doing that, if you are entertaining other people when you are with someone, yeah, you're trash. There's nothing else to say to that. You're not a loyal person, you've no respect for the person you're with, you clearly do not want to be with them, and yeah, the actions speak for itself. When the only person's attention you should want and be entertaining when you're with someone is the person you're with. Simple. Okay, so that was the last of this topic, what we think red flags are in people. Like, a lot of them were quite accurate, but at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion. It's not too serious, so please don't take it too serious. It's just a topic, and at the end of the day, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But I really enjoyed doing this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you do have a topic recommendation for the next DMC with Dre, please do let me know. Drop me a comment and let me know what you want me to talk about next. We've no boundaries over here. I'll talk about anything, and I will give the best advice I can on it, and I'll give my own opinion on it, and I will be open to listen to your opinion on it also. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it to the end of this video, make sure to like, subscribe, drop me a comment. I appreciate all the love. And yeah, I will see you in the next DMC with Dre. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you then.